how are you doing? We are back with another story time. This story time today is how one of my clients tried to play my work ethic and I was not having it. So I don't even know how many months ago this was, to be honest with you. The timeline I'm a little blurry on, but it is someone on YouTube. I'm not going to mention their name. Not YouTube, Instagram, I'm sorry. Somebody on Instagram hit me up and they wanted some information about my YouTube intros. Now, I know who she was because I follow her on my personal page, but didn't follow her on my business page. So she probably found me through my hashtags. And so I knew who she was. She, you know, has a well enough business. She's like always on live. She's super active. You know, it's not like I was really starstruck or anything, but, you know, just like kind of dope. I'm like, oh, this is a nice opportunity. Somebody who has a larger platform, a little larger than, you know, most of my clients. That just means bigger reach. Like, that excites me. That part excites me. Not necessarily the person. So, she hit me up and she wanted to know some info about doing an intro and a banner, but she needed it like next day. And so I told her that I have a rush fee. It's a $100 rush fee. And so she was cool with it. She was also cool with the fact that it won't be completed the next day. She just wanted a draft. She just wanted a draft of the banner. So I was like, okay, cool. So she gives me the information. She gives me her assistant information. And I email the assistant and I'm like, hey, I'm going to send over the invoice to you. In the invoice, it'll have the service and the service description, which will also include all the details that I need in order to do this service. Things like that include like color scheme, font preference, photos, what information do you want it to say, what's the name of your channel, what are your social media handles, if you want to include those things, you know, yada, yada, yada. So I sent that and I'm pretty much waiting. And then they purchased it. They paid the invoice, meaning, and for some reason, I'm just say this off rip. For some reason, there was just like some weird communication situation to where I would say something to the assistant and then the assistant would take forever to get back to me. Now, I don't know if I said something to the assistant got busy and then said something to this person, and then that person had to, then you have to wait on that person to then funnel the information back down, and maybe that's why it took so long, or maybe the assistant actually told that person right away, but then they got sidetracked. Either way, I think that was a big part of the problem. So when the assistant gave me the information for the banner, she didn't give me everything. She only gave me a little bit. She was giving me a little bit at a time, which I can understand if that is all that she was receiving. I understand if that's all that she was giving, but then I'm over here freaking out a little bit because I made the commitment to have a draft of this banner next day and I don't have everything that I need in order to do it. Which is why I always tell my clients, like, don't book me if you don't have the information. And if you book, you can book like, you know, a week or so in advance, and by that date that you booked for, you know, you can have your information prepared by that date. But don't book me if you don't have any information, because I just feel like I then have all this responsibility to do something, but like I don't have anything to do. So yeah, anyways, so I'm like, okay, my deadline is winding down. I'm gonna just take the little bit of information that I have, throw something together, and fingers crossed, right? At least I delivered a draft when I said I was going to deliver a draft. So I remember she would like DM me, the person, she would DM me, and I remember she said, hey, what's like the ETA, something like that. She's like, hey, what's the ETA? And I was like, oh, I sent it to your assistant either not too long ago or earlier today, you know, yada, yada, yada. She's like, okay, cool. So she had revisions. We did the revisions. The revisions took days, weeks. And then once we got the banner situated, that's when they started sending me the information for the intro. So the invoice included the banner and the intro. And the rush was to at least have a banner available next day, which is what I did. So now they're starting to send me information. They're starting to send me pictures. The girl DMs me and she says she's giving me like an idea of what she wants. She says something about like a video faded off in the background sort of thing. I was sending her examples. Mind you, this is way past the day that I was supposed to have the draft to them. So we're going through the process, you know, whatever. And for all my intros, I include my logo in the corner. It's very small, you can barely see it, but I do that way when people are watching your video, they know who did your intro, and that gives me, you know, a leg up in exposure. I don't really have anybody that complains about it, but if they want to take it off, there is a removal fee. So when I sent her the video, she said it was cool. I said, all right, you know, that's yours to keep. You know, everything's set to go. Thanks for working with me. I appreciate it. Look forward to, you know, working with you again, just how I do with all my other clients. So they said that my watermark was on there, and I explained to them that it includes my logo, which is also in the service description, which clearly they did not read, because I had to repeat multiple times throughout the process the things that I need to complete the project. And that's one thing that really frustrates me, because I take the time to put together my booking site, I write out my policy, and I know it's not, you know, like perfect per se, because if a situation arises that I never dealt with before, or if I overlook something and didn't consider something, I have to go back and edit it. I encourage everybody to do that. That's completely fine. But if I lay out the steps and my rules and everything that I need in order to do the best job that I can to give you good graphics, I expect for those things to be followed, and they clearly did not, because I had to state it multiple times. I had to email and follow up asking for this information, because I don't like things sitting on my books. I don't like being responsible for things, which is why a lot of people have a ghosting policy. Specifically me, because if I don't hear back from you within X amount of time, like a peep, no nothing, like if you need more time to think about it, cool. I have a 48-hour communication policy. If I don't hear from you for 2 full days, nothing, not a peep, not hey thank you, I received it, let me, you know, give me a couple more days and I'll get back to you, some form of communication, your project is canceled. Because I don't want you coming back later, like weeks or months down the road, and being like, hey, I gave you my money, where's my graphics? Nah, I ain't set myself up. So anyways, they had a complaint that the watermark was on the video, and I said there's a removal fee, and she was like, okay, what's the removal fee? I said $20. She said, okay, so go ahead and send me the invoice. So I sent the invoice. So I go to sleep. And I woke up on my birthday, actually. I woke up on my birthday, and the first thing that I saw was an email from the girl, and it seemed like she might have copied and pasted what the girl said, or she screenshotted the text message and sent it to me, I believe. And it wasn't even like a question, it was just a statement. And you know, the person that actually booked the service, she said it should be waived because I paid a rush fee, and this was not rushed at all. Huh? It wasn't rushed at all. But I had to keep waiting on y'all to send me the information. Y'all, when I say this took forever, let me look it up real quick. Okay, y'all, so I looked up the emails. The very first time that I contacted her assistant, which was the same day that she slid in my DMs agreeing to pay the rush fee for the draft, was February 10th. February 10th to March 10th. It took an entire month to complete this banner and this intro because they weren't responding quick enough. And there's only so many times that I can you know, rush and ask somebody to send me the details. At that point, you gonna send it. When you send it, that's no longer my responsibility. You know, hey. Let me see. So after she said, okay, could you please send the invoice? She emails back and says, hey, here's her feedback. And it's a copy and paste. She says she really should waive the fee because I paid her a rush deliver fee and it wasn't done fast at all. Once again, communication issue on their end. So waking up on my birthday in the spirit that I was in, they can keep their $20 at that point. But I wanted to defend myself, because what you're not going to do is judge my work ethic, knowing that I did everything in my power to accommodate and give you what you needed after multiple revisions. So I said, good morning. I will waive the fee out of courtesy. However, let it be known the intro was not done in a rush due to slow communication on your end. I waited for days to receive the proper information to complete this project. I will not allow a flaw within the streamline of communication to have a direct reflection on the service and work ethic. Insert assistant's name. I'm not faulting you at all, so please don't take offense, because your plate could be full, but I refuse to accept that responsibility when I've done my due diligence in communicating from the beginning. Feel free to share this email thread to such and such should she have questions. Please see the attached final product. And that's when I attached the intro without my logo on it. And you know, she responded back. She said, no problem, I completely understand. I could have done a little bit better communicating sooner. Unfortunately, I can only relay certain information as it is provided to me. Thank you for your patience. I'll send over the final product now. So that was basically the experience. I don't know how well the assistant and this person communicate. So what I did was I took a screenshot of my response to her, as well as her response back to me in the DMs to this person. That way she's aware. And she liked the screenshot with the person's response. And she never said anything to me. That was the end of that. I think I forgot to cancel their invoice for the removal fee, and I think it sent a reminder, and I just followed up, say, hey, disregard, I forgot to cancel it, you know, whatever, take care. So yeah, that is the story of how one of my clients tried to play me and my work ethic when really it was a huge communication flaw on their end. As a graphic designer, I feel like we don't get the respect that is deserved. All service providers should be given the utmost respect, because we have to juggle so many things, and customer service is one of the biggest ones. And I think I do provide great customer service. If my clients don't like something, I really try to sit there and figure out what it is that they don't like for us to get something better. Like, I won't know unless you say something to me. I even set up like meeting times and like consultations late nights, you know, when I get off of work, to talk to some of these people. I don't know, I just felt really like I'd be damned in that moment, because I know I did everything that I could to give them the experience that I knew I could give them, and I only did what I could with the information that was provided. So if the information wasn't provided, there really wasn't much I can do, and I couldn't move as fast as the pace I guess they expected me to with the lack of information. But that is my story time. Thank you guys for listening. If you have any suggestions, drop them off in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.